Stream alert. Streamlabs desktop. Document. Button. Chorus. Recognizing result document. Continue. Slot 1. New game. Slot 2. New game. Slot 3. Back. Chorus. Recognizing result document. Opt DOAE. Game. Chorus. Recognizing result document. Continue. Chorus. Recognizing result audio.
Grace pushes open the front door to Calliope's apartment.
Oh, it's open. That's not a good sign.
Musical instruments rest on a small stage at the back of the room. Guitars hang next to framed pictures on the walls.
This is Calliope's apartment? I don't know what I was expecting, but not this. Hello? Oh, sure, Grace, good job. Just announce to the killer that you're here. I better have a look around.
Recognizing result document. Harp. Chorus. Recognizing result document. Harp. A. Chorus. Recognizing result document. Guitar. Look at. Guitar. Light. Elegant painting. Warhol painting. Drums. Elvis picture. Harp. Instrument. Confirm. Instrument. Harp. Chorus.
So many instruments in here. Did she play all of them?
Recognizing result document. Harp. Chorus.
Damn, look at that. That's beautiful. How do you even get one of these?
Recognizing result document. Harp. Drums. Chorus.
Did she paint that? Looks like it belongs in a museum. After Calliope left the audition, where did she go? Did she follow me? Did she come here?
Recognizing result document. Harp. Go. Harp. Drums. Chorus.
Andy Warhol, yeah, that makes sense. I wonder how many celebrities she knew.
Recognizing result. Drums. Chorus.
Right. These aren't... Do I inherit these as the new muse? Is that even okay to ask?
Recognizing result. Harp. Go up. Harp. Chorus.
I want to believe this is just an ironic photo of Elvis and she wasn't like his muse, or...
Recognizing result. Harp. Go up. Chorus.
There is a winding staircase on one side of the room, leading upstairs.
I don't see anything useful down here. Maybe there's something upstairs?
Grace walks through the door upstairs. She spots an unknown man sitting on a chair in the middle of a messy room.
Oh man. Keep it together, Grace. It's just your average, everyday.
There were only 3 muses, you know, not 9. Whenever they found someone who made something truly masterful or created a new art form, they'd pass on their idol on. Take a new name.
Apollo looks down at a picture he is holding of himself and Calliope. They are smiling and appear very happy.
See, that's how the mortals became confused. They got it wrong. Like they got almost everything about us wrong.
Recognizing result document. You scared me. You're Apollo. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Chorus.
You scared me. Sitting there in the dark.
Oh,
For all I know, you could be the killer come to hide the evidence or raid the fridge.
no, I'm just here to mourn an old and very dear friend. If I may ask, how did you find this place? And what are you doing here?
Recognizing result document. Pan told me about it. You're not just here to breathe. I need answers. I need your help. I need your help. Chorus.
Why do you think? 1 week to prove my innocence, remember?
Yeah, I do remember, yes.
This is Calliope's home. Seemed as good a place as any to start.
I honestly wish I could help you, Grace. You and Calliope both deserved better.
Recognizing result document. Can you tell me about Calliope? Why can't you help me? Why can't you help me? Why is this room such a mess? Why did you speak up for me? Why did you speak up for me? Chorus.
Why can't you help me exactly? Pan said there's no specific rule against it.
You've already met Pan? How odd. It's not that I'm forbidden to help you, Grace. It's that you don't want my help.
Of course I do! You have to know more than me about almost everything!
My help will only make things worse.
How is that possible? I've been sentenced to death.
And without my help, you stand a chance of avoiding that fate.
Recognizing result document. Can you tell me about Calliope? Why is this room such a mess? Why did you speak up for me? Why did you speak up for me? Chorus.
I should thank you for, speaking up for me.
It wasn't right, what they were doing.
It still isn't. I still need help.
I'm not disputing that, Grace. I just don't think that I'm the one to help you.
Recognizing result document. Can you tell me about Calliope? Why is this room such a mess? Why is this room such a mess? Chorus.
This room is a mess. Did you do this?
Like this? It was like this when I got here.
And you didn't think that was in the least bit strange?
I didn't think much of it. I came here to be reminded of Calliope, not to search through her things. That and it's cleaner than my place.
Recognizing result document. Can you tell me about Calliope? There's a deep clue here. There's a deep clue here. Chorus.
So you didn't mess up the room, but someone must have. There could be a clue.
Nothing that I've seen. All this mess, as you put it, is likely the result of her projects.
Her projects?
When Calliope got an idea in her head, she would obsess over it, sometimes for months, even years. I don't know what she was involved with lately, but this... for her, this is nothing.
Recognizing result document. Can you tell me about Calliope? Chorus.
Can you tell me about Calliope? I barely knew her, but she seemed...
She was a beautiful soul, if troubled.
troubled.
She thought the idols had lost their way. She argued with us, with all of us, that we needed to change. We hadn't spoken in years. I hadn't seen her home before today. I'd rather not talk about it.
Recognizing result document. How do I know you're not the killer? So you won't help me at all. Course.
So you won't answer my questions. You're sitting here in the dark. You say you're mourning Calliope.
What are you insinuating?
I don't know you. For all I know, you could be the killer. You came to get rid of evidence, maybe, or you knew I was coming and you're here to throw me off.
That's ridiculous.
Grace leans in close to Apollo's face.
Is it? The only thing you've said is that I don't want your help, but that's ridiculous?
Apollo stands up and walks away from Grace, facing away from her to look out a window.
I can't do this.
Recognizing result. I'm not going anywhere. Don't you want the truth? Can you explain why? Course. Recognizing result. Don't you want? Can you explain why? Course. Recognizing result document. Course. Recognizing result. I'm not going anywhere. Don't you want the truth? Course.
I don't have anywhere else to go.
Meaning?
Meaning I'm not leaving until you give me something. I wouldn't do this if it wasn't literally life or death. But I need to know what the problem is.
I haven't sung in centuries.
According to Pan, I can't force anyone to do anything.
Phantom pains from a missing friend, feeding thoughts that never end. What did I do? What didn't I do? Here she is, only in your head. Long gone fights, but they're never dead. What did I do? What didn't I do?
Calliope, what was she to you?
Years, thousands of years, we walked side by side. She tried, said there's other paths. Don't walk the same, never the same. I have roads I like, smooth, paved in stone. She got tired of our divide. We weren't the same, never the same.
What's that about?
Stubborn me, thought I'd wait her out. Usually, she'd come back to me. You see, she'd return, and we'd do that old dance, knowing both there was not a chance that I would change. She never came.
Years, thousands of years, and now you're left behind. Your mind still hears her say, break from the same, never the same. Listen to her, break from the same, never the same.
But I've tried.
Never with me. We haven't tried.
Then let's see. I'm listening now.
And what she's saying,
Break from the same.
never the same.
That other voice, it'll always play. On loop, it'll always say, what did I do? What didn't I do? It's a song you can't erase, but you can make a tiny space for what you will do. Something new. Very well, I'll help. Though I'm uncertain what you expect me to do.
Athena called you the god of prophecy, didn't she? Isn't that telling the future?
Prophecy is the last thing you need, Grace.
Recognizing result document. It sounds like it'd be useful. There you go again. Can you explain why? Can you explain why? Course.
It'd be helpful if you could explain why, exactly. This is all new to me, remember?
Yes, of course, that's true. It's so easy to forget that. To receive a prophecy is not simply to be told what might happen, it's to be told what will happen. To know a prophecy is to be bound to its outcome. Only in ignorance is one free to choose.
Recognizing result document. How does that work? That doesn't sound helpful. You're talking about fate. Course.
What? That makes no sense. If you tell me I'm gonna fall into a hole.
Then you will.
No, but I'll just avoid holes. All holes, any hole.
And the act of trying to avoid them is what will make you fall. Worse, prophecies are never crystal clear. Sometimes you won't understand the full meaning until it's too late.
Recognizing result document. Open another way. How is it a power? So I'm doomed. Course.
Okay, is there anything you can do that isn't prophecy related?
Not directly, but yes, possibly.
Apollo walks towards the door.
Come with me. There's someone I'd like you to meet.
Grace and Apollo enter Apollo's beach house. The interior is messy and filled with trash.
This is where you live?
Oh, yes. Sometimes. And excuse the mess. I don't get many visitors.
Recognizing result. Aren't idols rich? No kidding. It's fine. Course.
Don't worry about it. I have 3 brothers. I've seen a mess or two.
Well, you're being kind. I admit I hadn't realized how bad it was.
You said I'm here to meet someone?
Ah, yes. Do you know what an oracle is?
Recognizing result document. A fortune teller? Not really. Like the Oracle of Delphi? Course.
Someone who tells the future?
Not quite. They serve as a channel of sorts for my powers. This allows them to offer insight, knowledge they have no earthly means to possess. There's always been one. Over the ages, no matter where I go, one manages to find me.
Meaning there's an oracle here.
There is.
Grace and Apollo walk over to a teenage girl in a hoodie, sitting behind a laptop. She doesn't look up at them as they approach.
What?
I have brought someone to see you.
How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not a magic fortune cookie. Is that what Paul told you? Oracle's my handle. And even if I was the Oracle, I'm certainly not his Oracle.
Recognizing result. Are you sure? Lovely to meet you. I didn't know. Of course.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know. He said you might...
Oh, I know what he said. Paul thinks just because I crash here, he can interrupt me whenever he pleases.
I mean...
Look, I'm sure he told you all sorts of nonsense. I use computers. I'm a hacker. That's it.
I ask very little of you, Oracle. Your help here would be appreciated.
Fine. Get your abs in a twist. Okay, so Paul brought you all this way just to see little old me. What's on your mind, sis?
Recognizing result. You keep calling him Paul. You're good with computers? You live here? You live here? Of course.
So you're an oracle who uses the internet, huh?
Like I said, it's my handle, and yeah. It's a sweet setup, huh? Some of it's even legit.
The parts I purchased for her, presumably.
Bargain for, fair and square. And I keep telling you to get me an Ethernet cable.
I don't know what that is.
It's the 21st century, Paul. And your 21st century Oracle needs her some download speed, okay?
Recognizing result. You keep calling him Paul. I need information. You live here? You live here? Of course.
Do you live here?
I crash here, yeah. Better here than home.
She showed up one day, as the oracles do. Naturally, she is welcome to stay as long as she likes.
And see the way he talks? I thought maybe he was a creepiverse, but nah. Paul's aight.
The highest of praise.
He'd be more alright if he did some laundry.
Recognizing result. You keep calling him Paul. I need information. Of course.
You keep saying Paul. Do you mean Apollo?
Yeah, I know. Apollo, if that is his real name, says he's a god of prophecy, blah, 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 blah.
But you don't believe him.
Believe him? Who'd believe that? It's super weird, but he's a decent guy, so he can be Apollo if he wants, but I just can't call him that.
Recognizing result document. How well do you know Apollo? I need information. Of course.
Tell me, is Apollo always so...
Incredibly emo? Like a sack stuffed with sad?
I am standing right here.
Don't get me wrong. It grows on you after a while.
Grace, surely this is not what you came for.
Recognizing result document. This is fun. You're right. You're still a suspect. You're still a suspect. Of course.
No, you're still a suspect. I need to learn what you're really about.
All right, that's fair.
A suspect? You mean like a suspect in a crime suspect? Paul? Lady, I know bad. Paul's a lot of things, but he ain't bad.
Recognizing result document. L. Need information. L. Need information. Of course.
I'm looking for information about someone named Calliope. Can you help?
Oh, the lady from that apartment I sent Paul to. Yeah, I've been checking that out.
What did I tell you?
I looked it up. You could do the same if you learned to use a computer. Here, hold up, I'll show you. There. The apartment was originally purchased 2 years ago by a holding company, Core with a K Enterprises.
Oh. Oh, I see. That would be Persephone.
NVDA log viewer, edit read only multi-line info, global command script navigator object dev info. NVDA 2023.2 use 2 safe channels in me alert. NVDA log viewer. Course. Document, button, end, course. Recognizing result document. One from the course. Is that a surprise? I knew it. Is that a surprise? One from the course.
Persephone is in the one from the chorus. The one who wanted me dead, Persephone.
I wasn't aware Persephone and Calliope were friendly. Certainly not friendly enough for Persephone to give Calliope an apartment. The good news is that Persephone is easy to find. I can take you to her if you like.
Recognizing result doc. I'd rather go alone. You're helping me now? Will there be trouble? Course.
Whatever happened to, I can't help you, Grace. I'll just make it worse, Grace.
I admit, you've got me curious.
Apollo walks over to the fridge and removes a card.
Great! We're all done now.
Thank you for your help, Oracle. Please, do try to get out from behind your screens at least once today. Perhaps go for a walk.
Yeah, sure, will do. Leave a tip on your way out.
Grace looks at the card with a frown.
Recognizing result document ready. I'm considering an investment. My apartment uninvited. Discovered I'm some kind. I'm back the morning after going through the ringer having just. Pan. Persephone. Pan. I'm back the morning after going through the ringer having just. Discovered I'm some kind of ancient news and guess who shows up at. My apartment uninvited. Poking around the kitchen like he's. Considering an investment. This idol's name is Pan and I don't know what his deal is. He's a bit too smooth. Seems to know a bit too much that he isn't saying and just. Happened to know where to point me with the offer for a price of. Course. This one's shady folks. I can just guess what kind of favor he's going. To want. Bag. Course. Recognizing result doc ready. Of the underworld or maybe of hell. The underworld. What did Athena say of Pan? What did Athena say about Persephone? She's the queen of the underworld. I had to look it up, but that's basically the idol version of hell. Does that mean it's a real place like you die and you go to the underworld, or maybe that only happens to idols? Mind you, Athena didn't exactly say Persephone was the queen of the underworld, did she? She said once the queen of the underworld, so she isn't any longer, and she's also the only idol that Athena didn't say was the god of something or other. I'm willing to bet there's a whole story about that. Whatever it is, it's pretty clear if Persephone hates me and not just because she thinks I'm a murderer, because don't they all think that? It feels personal. Those sharp eyes of hers wanted to cut me and hang me on the clothesline, so I better watch my back. According to the oracle, Persephone owns the apartment Calliope was living in, so they knew each other. They were close, I guess. She's next on my list of idols to talk to, though I have a feeling she's 0030. Bag. Course. Recognizing result ready. Apollo. Athena. Persephone. Pan. Athena's supposed to be the goddess of wisdom, but how does that? Course. Recognizing result loading. Loading. Course.
Grace and Apollo walk into a dark nightclub filled with club goers.
Welcome to the underworld.
Wow. How have I never heard of this place?
Persephone keeps it a secret, while still managing to draw a crowd every night. Don't ask me how.
Hermes, the stranger who took Grace to the chorus, is here, drinking alone. Pan is also seated at one of the booths nearby.
Here in the underworld, idols can be themselves, even if they don't look human.
Recognizing result document. Not your kind of place. Is it dangerous? Odd place to find Persephone. Course.
There are idols here other than Persephone?
Almost guaranteed.
Is it dangerous?
Shouldn't be. But before Calliope, I would have said an idol getting murdered was next to impossible. If we're to find Persephone in all this, we'll need to split up. Have you considered what you'll say to her?
Recognizing result document, and I simply ask her? Not really. I'll be persuasive. I'll fight her if I have to. I'll fight her if I have to, course.
You don't think I could just ask her about it?
Not if she doesn't want to talk to you. She may need a nudge. You need to be prepared to use your powers, as you did with me. Come find me in the crown if you need anything. Otherwise, be careful, Grace.
Recognizing result document. Row Apollo. Row Euros. Arog row Hermes. Arog row Hermes. Row Euros. Row Apollo. Row Euros. Course.
Oh, hey. You're the new muse, aren't you?
I guess I am, yeah.
Aphrodite mentioned it. Didn't figure I'd see you here, though. Oh, excuse the manners. Name's Eros, god of sex.
Recognizing result doc. There's a god of sex. How do you know Aphrodite? I need to find Persephone. How do you know Aphrodite? I need to find Persephone. How do you know there's a god of sex? How do you know Aphrodite? Course.
Did you say that you're the god of sex?
Desire, really. Sensuality. Attraction. Why? Were you expecting a chubby little flying baby with a bow and arrow?
I wasn't.
I actually preferred Cupid, but Pan had to be the trickster. Spread all those stupid stories.
I'm sorry.
Why? It's not your fault. Just another grudge I get to carry around forever.
Recognizing result doc. How do you know Aphrodite? What are you doing here? I need to find Persephone. Course.
You know Aphrodite, right? I only met her the once.
Sure, she's my mother. You know how it is.
How would I know? New here, remember?
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. I wasn't thinking. But you hear a lot of idols talk about each other like that. You know, mother, brother, sister, grandfather. None of us are actually related. We just played a family for so many centuries. It may as well be true.
NVDA log viewer. Edit read only multi-line info. Course. Recognizing result document. Aphrodite is your mother? What are you doing here? I need to find Persephone. Course.
So Aphrodite is your mother, but not really.
That's right. A long time ago, she took care of me when I needed taking care of. The mortals, they just assumed. These days, well, it's not like that anymore. We're not as invulnerable as we used to be. Least of all, Aphrodite.
Recognizing result document. What are you doing here? I need to find Persephone. Course.
The god of sex at a club. Looking for someone?
Once I might have, sure. Now I'm just here to see it happen.
See what happened?
Look out there. See all these people. The hope, the anticipation, the connections, they bounce off each other. To me, it's like lightning.
Recognizing result document. That's a bit creepy. You enjoy that? Sounds like fun. Sounds like fun. Course.
And you enjoy that?
I used to make it happen, you know. Mortals once begged me to make it happen, to inspire true love. But now I only inspire sex. Not the same thing. It's just as well. People should find true love the hard way. They'll value it more.
Recognizing result document. Is everything okay? I need to find Persephone. Is everything okay? Course.
You seem a little distracted. Is everything okay?
Of course it is. Sure.
Eros looks down, suddenly sad.
Not obvious, huh? Truth is, I don't come here that often. So it's hard to get away. Nope, never mind.
Recognizing result document. You can talk to me. I don't want to cry. Bad day? Bad day? Course.
I'm willing to listen if you need to talk.
I appreciate that. Maybe some other time.
Recognizing result document. I need to find Persephone. Course.
Here's the thing. I'm looking for Persephone, but I can't find her anywhere.
Well, I know where she is, but I question whether she'd be happy to see you. I like you, but Mother told me what happened at the chorus. I don't want to cause trouble with Persephone.
Recognizing result document. I don't blame you. Would it be a problem? There won't be a problem. There won't be a problem. Would it be a problem? I don't blame you. Chorus.
I don't know Persephone well, but considering what I do know, I don't blame you.
I know it's lousy, and I'm sorry. I hope I can make it up to you someday.
Recognizing result document. I should go. Chorus.
I'll see you around.
Count on it.
Recognizing result document. Talk row Apollo. Talk to Hermes. Talk row Pan. Talk row Pan. Talk row Pan. Talk to Hermes. Talk row Apollo. Talk row Pan. Chorus. Recognizing result. Talk row Apollo. Talk to Hermes. Talk row Pan. Chorus.
Grace approaches Apollo, leaning against a wall, keeping away from the crowd.
I thought this would be easier, but it's as if Persephone left instructions to thwart me. Every staff member I approach screams and runs off. I hope your search has been more successful.
Recognizing result. Can you tell me about Persephone? This isn't your kind of place, is it? I should keep looking. I should keep looking. This isn't. Can you tell me about Persephone? Chorus.
It might help if I knew more about Persephone.
It couldn't hurt. What would you like to know, exactly?
Recognizing result document. What's Persephone's story? Why is everyone scared of Persephone? This isn't your kind of place, is it? I should keep looking. Chorus.
I thought she was just mad at me, but everyone seems afraid of Persephone.
Noticed that, did you? Persephone is angry with everyone, and has been for a very long time. She has her reasons. I can't say she doesn't, but she does not let go of a grudge. 1,000 years could pass, and Persephone will remember what you did like it was yesterday.
Recognizing result document. What's Persephone's story? This isn't your kind of place, is it? I should keep looking. Chorus.
What's Persephone's story? Her name rings a bell, but I don't...
No doubt you've heard the tale of how Hades, lord of the underworld, kidnapped a young sweet goddess and made her his wife.
That sweet young goddess was... Persephone.
Her mother, Demeter, was so enraged she blanketed the world in ice, rendering it barren and infertile. Zeus was forced to act. He decreed that Persephone would be shared between Demeter and Hades, and thus the matter was resolved.
Grace looks at Apollo incredulously.
Well, you asked. That's her story, as the mortals tell it.
Recognizing result document. How much of that story is true? This isn't your kind of place, is it? I should keep looking. Chorus.
So tell me, how much of Persephone's legend is true?
Well, let's see. Hades did kidnap Persephone. That certainly did happen. The idols almost went to war over it until Zeus intervened and ordered Hades and Persephone to wed. That quieted things. At least until Persephone killed Hades.
Recognizing result document. She killed him. He deserved it. Does this sort of thing happen a lot? Chorus.
Wait, so Hades just kidnapped her? And that was okay? Does this stuff happen a lot with the idols?
Not since the days of the Titans, which I barely remember. It was the first time one idol had killed another. I'd like to say we handled it well. That Zeus and the idols were mindful of what Persephone had been through, but that would be a lie. Persephone was punished for the murder, the underworld taken from her, and we all stood by and let it happen. She has never forgiven us, and honestly, I can't blame her.
Recognizing result document. I don't blame her either. But the idols have changed. But that was so long ago. Chorus.
Have the idols changed much, you think, since those days?
Well, you know the saying, The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Recognizing result document. This isn't your kind of place, is it? I should keep looking. Persephone murdered an idol? Course.
Wait, Persephone killed another idol.
Oh, long time ago, yeah.
What about all of Athena's rules? Wouldn't Persephone have been, I don't know.
Executed? The murder of Hades is probably why we now have that rule. Back then, we heard Persephone had usurped Hades' throne, but we couldn't believe it. It just wasn't done. Now, of course, I look back and think we should have seen it coming. Oh, the benefit of hindsight.
Why didn't you see it coming? You're the god of prophecy.
When I look, I learned long ago not to.
Recognizing result document. What did Persephone do next? This isn't your kind of place, is it? I should keep looking. Course.
So what happened to Persephone after...
The murder? She survived, like the rest of us. She got older, and when we came to the New World, I think she would have left us if it was allowed. It isn't, so instead she did as she pleased. She started a cult, became a crime boss.
Oh, what?
It was after her last transition, but honestly, I have no insight into anything Persephone does these days.
Recognizing result document. This isn't your kind of place, is it? I should keep looking. Course.
You don't come here often, I'm guessing?
Never. I'm sure Persephone only sent the membership as a formality. I doubt she thought I'd ever use it.
Don't you ever have fun? No drinking or dancing in Apollo land?
Apollo looks away.
Once. When I had the muses to keep me company.
Recognizing result document. I'm sorry. I will keep you company. Try living a little. Course.
I'm a muse now. I can keep you company.
Nothing would make me happier. But you do have a predicament to solve first.
Recognizing result document. I should keep looking at it. Course.
I'll get going. I still need to find Persephone.
I'll keep trying as well.
Recognizing result document. Talk row Hermes. Talk row Pan. Talk row Pan. Talk row Hermes. Talk to Apollo. Talk row Hermes. Course.
Hermes is near the dance floor, grooving by themselves to the music and looking happy.
Whoa, you're here. I mean, you gotta be somewhere, but you're here.
Hello, Hermes.
Sorry about running off on you back at the thing. Didn't really have a choice, but sorry anyway.
Recognizing result document. I need to find Persephone. So what's your story? Course.
You're not much like the other idols, are you?
No? I haven't been an idol very long. Maybe like a year? I've lost track. So, I'm not the one to ask about the idol stuff. It's all cool, but mostly I do whatever Athena asks. Athena says one day I'll sit on the chorus. That'll be sick. Can you imagine me in charge?
Recognizing result document. Not really. Isn't Athena in charge? Why not? Why not? Course.
Why not? Maybe you can shake some dust off the other idols.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of dust.
You're right about that.
I don't think Athena would let me clean anything anyway. She won't even let me touch her spear.
Recognizing result document. I need to find Persephone. How did you know Calliope died? How did you become an idol? Course.
You've only been an idol for a year? How did that happen?
Probably same way it did with you.
Oh, the old Hermes died in your arms and then they accused you of his murder?
No. Well, yes. I mean, no, not like that. But yeah. I was there when he died. We were friends and I was having trouble at home and he helped me out. I miss him.
Recognizing result document. How did he die? Ecuador and Tusu Valerii. Course. Recognizing result document. Is that normal? How did he die? Why call yourself Hermes? Why call yourself Hermes? How did he, is that normal? Chorus.
You knew it was gonna happen? It wasn't a surprise?
He asked me before he left. So no, not a surprise.
Is that usually how it happens?
Usually, yeah.
Recognizing result document. I need to find Persephone. How did you know Calliope died? Chorus.
When Calliope died, you were right there. Within moments. How did you know?
I told you. I got word, so I came.
But how did you get word?
Look, when an idol dies, I have to be there. So I just know. It's a Hermes thing.
Recognizing result document. Did you take the body? But why? Sounds grim. Sounds grim. Chorus.
To take the body? Clean up the blood, that sort of thing?
Oh, that too, yeah. But that's on Athena's orders.
To keep the idol's secret?
Sure. Can you imagine the questions? I don't know how he hides so well as it is.
Recognizing result document. I need to find Persephone. What do you know about the murder? Chorus.
This is probably a stupid question, but... Do you know who might have killed Calliope?
Ugh, why would I know anything about that?
When you came to the apartment, it seemed like you knew her.
Oh no, I only met her once. She didn't live with the rest of the idols or hang out with us very much. She seemed nice though. Angry, maybe. But I don't know who'd want to hurt her.
Recognizing result document. Angry? She didn't like the idols? You don't seem that sad. Chorus.
It sounds as if she didn't much like the idols.
It was more like how you can't stand your family sometimes, even if you still love them.
Recognizing result document. I need to find Persephone. Chorus.
Do you know if Persephone is here? I need to talk to her.
Oh, you're serious. Why would you want to talk to Persephone? Nobody ever wants that. One time, I laughed too loud near her, and she threatened to ban me from the club. I don't want to be banned. I like it here.
Recognizing result document. Ecuador Tusu Galeri. Chorus. Recognizing result document. Pull yourself together. Is she that bad? Chorus.
Is Persephone really that bad? Why do the idols put up with her?
We're like family, and Persephone is that really mean aunt that nobody wants to invite. Don't tell her I said that. She keeps a list. It's a thing.
Pull yourself together! Are you gonna let Persephone boss you around forever?
Maybe?
No! You do that, she'll be walking all over you for centuries. You're a god.
Yeah, I'm a god.
You never know, she might be impressed, right?
Oh, heck yeah! Yeah, let me know when you want to find her. I'll even stand way, way back while you chat.
Recognizing result document. Talk to Pan. Talk row Persephone. Talk row Persephone. Chorus.
No luck yet, I'm afraid. And why is the music here so loud?
Recognizing result document. I found some help. Chorus.
I found someone who will bring me to Persephone.
Finally. I'll be right behind you.
You're coming with me? But I thought...
She seems even angrier with you than she is with me. I might be able to mediate.
We'll see, I guess.
Recognizing result document. Talk to Pan. Talk row Persephone. Talk row Persephone. Chorus.
Are we not going to see Persephone? I thought you found a way to her.
Recognizing result time to go to Persephone. Chorus.
I should get going. Persephone awaits.
Right behind you.
Recognizing result document. Talk to Pan. Talk row Persephone. Talk row Persephone. Chorus.
As I live and breathe, if it isn't our dear muse.
Hi, Pan.
Tell me, have you decided to leave your troubles behind and join us in the land of shadows and revelry?
Recognizing result document. What are you doing here? Thanks for the address. I shall go. Course.
I'm guessing it's a total coincidence that I'm running into you here.
It must be. The alternative would be that I knew a great many things ahead of time.
Well, did you?
Do I look like an oracle? I am here to listen to thrilling music and meet delicious people. My tastes are simple.
Uh-huh.
Speaking of simple tastes, my glass is empty again. The service here is appalling.
Recognizing result document. Thanks for the address. You come to the club often? I shall go. How can I trust you? How can I trust you? Course. Recognizing result. Thanks for the address. You come to the club often? I shall go. Course.
I assume you're a regular at this club?
And why would you assume that, dear Grace?
The horns, you... Do you know Persephone well?
There is no knowing Persephone well. She won't have it. Not anymore.
Not anymore?
Long ago, we were all very different. Over the span of ages, however, even mountains erode.
Recognizing result document. Thanks for the address. How can I trust you? I shall go. Course.
The things you say, the things you don't say. You don't make yourself seem trustworthy. You know that?
Trust is for the weak and the penniless.
Still not helping.
Why, Grace, are you assuming that I, Pan, am some sort of scoundrel?
Recognizing result document. Seems so. Or maybe a murderer. Hoping maybe. Hoping maybe. Course.
It's more that I'm stating it outright.
Rejected twice in a row. How will I ever recover from such insult, I ask you?
Uh-huh.
I don't know what to tell you, Grace. Even an idol needs to get by.
Recognizing result. Thanks for the address. I shall go. Course.
I should thank you for the address. It's what led me here.
No need to thank me. You'll owe me. Remember, how you managed to stir the sun god from his oh-so-tiresome gloom, I cannot imagine. Nicely done.
Recognizing result document. You knew I'd find him. He's been helpful. I like him. I like him. He's been helpful. You knew I'd find him. Course.
Did you know Apollo would be at that apartment?
However would I know something like that?
See, you play innocent, but I just don't believe you.
Flatterer.
Recognizing result document. I shall go. Course.
I should get going. I'm sure I'll see you soon.
One can only hope.
Recognizing result document. Talk to Persephone. Talk to Persephone. Course.
Are we not going to see Persephone? I thought you found a way to her.
Recognizing result. Time to go to Persephone. Course.
I should get going. Persephone awaits.
Right behind you.
Grace and Apollo walk over to Hermes, who points at the bar on the ground floor. Persephone stands with her back to them, facing the bar. She looks over her shoulder at Grace and Apollo, and walks over to Grace.
If you're angry with anyone, Persephone, be angry with me. It was I who...
I will deal with you later. I was willing to leave you be, Grace, to wait until your guilt was certain. And yet here you are, in my domain, uninvited. Why? Are you here to beg for mercy? Are you here to challenge me? Should I be afraid?
Recognizing result document. I have questions. I don't want to fight. What is your problem? Chorus.
I'm not trying to start a fight. Far from it. I came here hoping you could help me.
Help you? Perhaps you could help me instead. I'd like to understand a few things. Do you really expect us to believe that Calliope chose you? What's the real story? Did you stumble across her as she lay dying and desperate? Are you an accident? Did you learn what she was? Did you torture her, hold her at the point of death until she agreed to hand over her Eidolon?
Persephone, this isn't...
You have every reason to try to prove your innocence, Grace, but I have no reason to help you.
Recognizing result document. Calliope lives in your apartment. You're a suspect, too. I need your help, Apollo. I've had enough. I've had enough. Chorus.
Now would be a good time to mediate, Apollo.
Is that why you're here, brother? Because you know me so well?
Because I know that you care. Far more deeply than you could ever admit.
How would you know that? You resigned. You abandoned everything and everyone who ever needed you. You don't know the first thing about me, and you never did. Just crawl back into your dark little hole, Apollo.
Recognizing result document. Calliope lives in your apartment. You're a suspect, too. I've had enough. Chorus.
You act like I'm the only suspect. Like I must have killed Calliope because she came to me.
You are the only suspect.
We were at Calliope's apartment, and we know it belongs to you.
You knew her. Better than I or anyone else suspected.
Are you implying that I had something to do with her death?
Prove you didn't. That's how idols work, isn't it?
You hear that? You're in my house, little muse. You want answers? Fight for them. A lost little girl. You shouldn't have come here. And I sure ain't in the mood to make new friends. Go home, little girl. The shadows drawing near, and you all alone. We both know how this ends. Let's see how far she bends. We all know how this ends.
Thanks for the welcome. It's my first time here. You've made your feelings for me crystal clear. You play your show, I'll just go grab a beer. Didn't come here to quarrel with you. Love what you've done here, this place comes up well. You've nailed the theme, it really feels like hell. Guess you're not looking for new clientele. Just as well, that's a 5-star review. Let's try the easy way. Hear what I have to say.
They get younger every year. Little big shots that drift through here think they're bringing something new through the door. And you've heard it 1,000 times before. Honey, I've heard it 1,000 times before. Honey, I've heard it 1,000 times.
Why would I come down here and start a brawl? I'm just running out of time is all. If it's true that I'm just lost and small, why you keeping your guard up?
Now she's lifting rifts from pen. So familiar, so secondhand. What a stock dime a dozen troubadour. Honey, we've heard it 1,000 times before. Oh, we've heard it use that word. You have no right to use that word. After what you did to her. Why don't I just kill you and wipe the floor with you? Don't use that word. You have to fight to use that word. You don't go in and take, that's your biggest mistake. For Calliope's sake.
Okay, show's over
1,000 times.
It's nearly dawn.
The single note should take you down now.
Work lights on.
Without even trying, and you didn't mind. 1,000 times.
Finish your beer.
One note and suddenly
Don't
you're
have to go home, but you can't stay here.
You're the song and you're being sung.
Lullaby the muse.
Not an easy thing to lose. Wish I could hear it. Again. No. No, you've earned your answers.
Grace, Apollo and Persephone standing Persephone's office. In her office in the underworld, Persephone is facing away from Grace and Apollo, her arms crossed.
Calliope came to me years ago. She'd grown tired of arguing with the idols, tired of being branded a troublemaker. She couldn't watch the idols wither away without a fight. I knew how she felt. So I gave her the apartment.
Recognizing result document. How well did you know her? No conflict at all? You gave it to her? Course.
You gave her that beautiful place? That's generous of you.
I had it to give.
Generosity isn't exactly what you're known for, Persephone.
I felt sorry for her, Apollo. Not that it makes any difference. It's been at least 2 years since we spoke. After I heard the news, I went to the apartment and turned it upside down. I had to know the truth.
That was you?
I didn't find anything. Nothing to say what she had been involved with, or gotten into, or who she might have been fighting with.
Recognizing result document. You still think I did it? That sounds suspicious. That tells you so bit. Course.
So what now? Do you still think I'm guilty?
The jury's still out on whether Calliope chose you, but do I think you killed her? No.
If it wasn't Grace, that means someone else was behind Calliope's death. Someone who could keep their involvement hidden.
One of us.
Recognizing result document. Gee, we must be on idol. Shouldn't we tell Athena? Course.
Couldn't we go to Athena with this? If you've changed your minds and you're both part of the chorus.
Athena would be sympathetic, but the die has been cast.
She won't go back on the edict, not without clear evidence.
Oh, now you want evidence.
She acted on the information she had. If we want to sway her, we need something better.
Recognizing result document. Course. Recognizing result document. Must it be on idol? This feels pointless. This feels pointless. Course.
Does it have to be an idol? You thought I killed Calliope. Couldn't it have been some other mortal?
Despite how he might look, it's not a simple matter to kill an idol.
It was difficult enough to believe you had done it. If another mortal killed her, they somehow escaped detection. We found nothing, no evidence of a battle.
You looked?
Of course we looked. What do you think was happening while you waited? If Calliope was attacked elsewhere, even magic revealed no trace of it.
Recognizing result document. Did Calliope have enemies? This feels pointless. Did you say magic? Course.
Did Calliope have any enemies? The way you talk about her, she must have.
Apollo looks at Persephone, who glances away.
What? What am I missing?
Calliope had a way of making people angry. She could be argumentative.
Yes, but enough to make enemies who wanted her dead?
Not that you or I know of, apparently, but that doesn't mean they didn't exist.
Recognizing result document. Could Athena be the killer? What about Pan? This feels pointless. Did you say magic? Chorus.
What about Athena? She seemed awfully insistent on declaring me guilty, don't you think?
Athena? No, Athena follows the rules.
Well...
Athena has one goal, and one goal only. To protect the idols. And that included Calliope. She'll eventually drive us all mad with her vigilance, but break her own rules? I don't see it.
Recognizing result document. You're both still suspects. What about Pan? This feels pointless. Did you say magic? Chorus.
For all I know, either one of you could have done it, and you're just playing along.
Apollo is capable of many things, but lying? He was never any good at it.
Whereas we know how capable you are of murder.
Okay, this isn't...
The one and only god I killed deserved it.
Right. Sorry I brought it up.
Recognizing result document. This feels pointless. What about Pan? Did you say magic? Chorus.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. You know the idols. Don't you have any ideas?
I told you I wouldn't be of much help, Grace.
Did you now? That's unsurprising. When are you ever of help to anyone but yourself?
Says the woman who forced Grace to challenge her rather than answer a simple question.
Calliope died, Apollo. Calliope, who came with us all the way from the old world.
You think I don't know that? Are you forgetting what the Muses meant to me?
Recognizing result document. This won't help Calliope. I'm not giving up. Stop fighting. Should I give up? Should I give up? Chorus.
Stop it! Stop fighting! Is this what the idols are like? You just what? Live forever and never get over anything? Super. Becoming a god was such a gift. Wow.
Calliope, I'm listening now. Tell us what end you were doomed to.
Calliope, blinded by fire, one match did you strike that consumed you.
How could you blame her? What could she have done to earn such a fate? You are blinded.
God of the sun hides from his own eyes. What would you know about fate?
You say that you know her, she was family to us, yet you don't hesitate to accuse her. Oh, queen without a throne, go bitter with fury. Not everyone seeks to betray you.
Stop this!
Please remember what we are here to do.
We must avenge a muse.
Apollo, your help is not needed here. Go ahead and abandon another muse.
How could you throw that gauntlet at me? Could your heart shrivel any further?
You abandoned me to a terrible fate.
You replay your injuries
It's
till
far
it's
too
too
late.
late.
You know how far I bent before I snapped.
This is not about you. Enough! This helps no one.
There he is, god of the sun.
Apollo, for my sake, take a deep breath. I need your help, not your anger. These old wounds, they confine you. You're more than your pain.
She abandoned us.
Follow him or stay.
Apollo leaves the room, and Grace follows after him. Apollo leans against the wall of an alley outside the underworld. Grace approaches him.
That was not my finest moment. Persephone will never let this go.
Recognizing result document. What was that all about? You're probably right. You were in the wrong. It was impressive. Course.
What the hell was that? You were one step away from full thunder and lightning.
Old habits die hard, especially around my family. That's why I've tried to avoid my fellow idols for so long. I don't like who I am when I'm with them.
Recognizing result document. I can relate. No wisdom with age. That's not a solution. That's not a solution. Course.
In my experience, avoiding the problem never fixes it.
Oh? What do you do?
Oh, I avoid my problems. And it doesn't fix them. Duh.
Apollo pauses, thinking.
At least coming here was useful. You have a better idea of where to start looking, right?
Recognizing result document. Where is that? You're still helping me? Is Athena really not an option? Is Athena really not a course?
I thought you'd decide that getting me into the underworld was enough.
What? Bring you to Persephone and then shrug? Not my problem now?
Recognizing result document. Isn't that your thing? I appreciate it. I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't blame you. Course.
I mean, you could. I wouldn't blame you. It's not your problem.
What you said during our song, it's still true.
Sure, but I forced you to sing it.
You forced me to speak my heart. I'm helping you because I believe I should.
Recognizing result document. Where do we look next? Is Athena really not an option? Course.
I have to ask, is Athena really not an option? She wouldn't see what you see? At all?
I respect Athena. She has dragged us into the modern age, sometimes kicking and screaming. She's why we're alive. But if I said that her need to keep us safe didn't drive her to extremes, I'd be lying. You represent a risk, Grace. To her, that is more important than any notion of compassion or justice.
Recognizing result document. Maybe our culprit knows fate. How am I a risk? That's harsh. Course.
I'm not that much of a risk, am I? I won't explode. What's the worst that could happen?
The worst is that we could be admitting either a murderer or a usurper into our ranks.
How awful.
She's protecting an idea as much as a physical reality. It's true. To her, there is no difference.
Where do we look then?
I need to give it some thought. This won't be easy. If another idol is behind this, they know as well. They had a plan.
So you don't know where to look next?
I need time to sort it out. Just be patient, Grace.
Is there anything I can do in the meantime? Someplace I can look?
Don't you want to relax? You haven't rested since this began.
Relax? Who can relax? I've been sentenced to death, Apollo.
Fair point. Even so, go home, Grace. The next time you see me, I'll have a better notion of what to do.
Fine. But I'm holding you to that.
Recognizing result document. Act 11. Achievement
Grace enters the apartment and finds Freddy sitting on the couch.
Hey, Freddy. Have you been waiting up this whole time?
Yeah? A goat man sends you off into the night. Your life is on the line. And I'm gonna, what, sleep? I was so worried after you left, and... well, I also felt like crap. You were right to be mad. I said I'd support you as your friend, and I didn't. I don't know why I acted like that. I just had this image of you being swept off into some new world. Without me.
Recognizing result document. SORQV WTGT. Closed. I'll never leave you behind. You're forgiven. I should apologize, not you. I can't do this without you. I can't do this without you, of course.
I get it, Fred, but I do need you. I don't know if I can do this without your help.
I do know more when it comes to Greek mythology. Though I don't know if that last word applies now that we...
Just say you'll help me. I beg you.
Isn't that a given? Just tell me what happened since I saw you last.
Some time passes.
Huh. Persephone runs a club called the Underworld. That's a little on the nose.
I wouldn't suggest saying that to her face.
And you ended up siding with Apollo? Lord of the Sun, god of prophecy? Do you trust him?
Recognizing result document. Not really. SORQV WTGT. Closed. Think so? These idols are all crazy. These idols are all crazy. Think so? Closed. SORQV WTGT. Course.
Not really, but I don't have much choice. He's willing to help and hasn't asked anything in return.
Yeah, but if they're anything like the stories, you should be careful around these idols. So, what are your options? You need to go back to Apollo's place, right?
I could go back to the Underworld. Make sure Persephone isn't taking my decision personally.
Freddy holds a card with Pan's home address written on it.
Oh, and, there's this. Pan left a card, says, "Come by Olympus." I doubt he means the mountain in Greece.
Recognizing result document. What could you want? The idols live there. I just spoke to him. Of course.
I just spoke to him at the Underworld. If he wanted something, why didn't he just talk to me there?
Because he's creepy and wants to get you alone?
Still not a fan?
You know how some people just set your teeth on edge? That's Pan. I can't help it. But it doesn't matter. I said I'd help, and that's what I'll do. You can count on me, Grace.
Thanks, Freddy.
The Muse! Oh, the embodiment of inspiration! Can you believe it?
Yeah, kinda.
Recognizing result document. Talk to Persephone. Course. Recognizing result. Talk to Persephone. Journal. Talk to Pan. Go. Talk to Apollo. Day 2. Should talk to Apollo or go see what Pan wants. Should talk to Apollo or go see what Pan. Course. Recognizing result. Freddy. Characters. Course. Recognizing result. Talk to Persephone. Journal. Course. Recognizing result. Loading. Course.
Persephone is standing behind her desk when Grace enters her office.
Stream document. Button end stream. Clickable. Live 1 1933. Course row course. Streamlabs desktop. Document. Live 1 1936. Clickable.